Imagine tricking Adolf Hitler using nothing but rubber tanks, sound effects, and clever lies. This was the mission of the Ghost Army, a top-secret unit of the United States Army during World War II. They used inflatable tanks, fake radio transmissions, and pre-recorded sound effects to simulate entire divisions. Their operations were so convincing that they saved countless lives by diverting enemy forces away from real battles. In 1944, the war was raging across Europe. The Allies were pushing forward, town by town, risking everything to liberate the continent from Nazi control. But military commanders knew one thing clearly: overwhelming strength wasn't always enough. To win battles and save lives, they would also need to confuse the enemy. The war left Europe in ruins, but the spirit of liberation endured. So they created a weapon like no other, the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. Its nickname? The Ghost Army. This unit was tasked with deception, using inflatable tanks, sound effects, and fake radio transmissions to mislead the enemy. This was no ordinary unit. These men were part of a top-secret mission that would change the course of the war. It was a carefully selected group of just over 1,100 men. Each one was chosen for their unique skills and talents. Their mission was to impersonate entire divisions of the U.S. Army and mislead the Nazis on a massive scale. They had no heavy artillery, no real tanks, no real air support, but they had something much more powerful: creativity and ingenuity. They used inflatable tanks, fake artillery, and elaborate sound effects to deceive the enemy. Their toolkit included inflatable rubber tanks that looked real from the sky, dummy artillery pieces, fake radio signals, loudspeakers that could broadcast soundscapes of tanks and soldiers over 15 miles. They even had actors, men trained to walk through villages wearing fake unit patches, casually leaking phony intelligence within earshot of potential Nazi informants. This elaborate toolkit was crucial in their deception operations. The Ghost Army staged over 20 full-scale deceptions across France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany. Their most famous mission was Operation Viersen, just before the crossing of the Rhine River in 1945. This operation was crucial in misleading the German forces. As the real Allied forces quietly prepared to cross the river in one location, the Ghost Army sprang into action miles away to create a giant illusion. They inflated hundreds of rubber tanks and artillery. Trucks equipped with massive speakers played pre-recorded audio of tank engines, shouting soldiers, and heavy machinery moving into place. From above, the scene was convincing, a masterstroke of wartime deception. They built fake headquarters, set up tents, staged drills, set up laundry lines, and lit fake campfires. They moved decoys at night to simulate actual movement. They even mimicked the distinct radio chatter patterns of real Allied divisions, using military lingo and slang to make it all sound genuine. Their efforts were so convincing that they fooled the enemy into believing in the presence of large forces. German reconnaissance planes flew overhead, saw the setup, and confirmed what Hitler feared: a massive Allied force gathering near the river. But it was all fake, a masterful deception by the Ghost Army. The real attack took place elsewhere, and the deception worked perfectly. The Germans were caught off guard, and thousands of lives were saved as the Allies advanced with much less resistance. The Ghost Army's efforts were crucial in ensuring the success of the operation. But these weren't just clever pranks. Every operation the Ghost Army conducted came with enormous risk. They were often placed close to the front lines with nothing but decoys and their own wits to protect them. If discovered, they would have been wiped out easily. The stakes were incredibly high, and the margin for error was razor thin. Many members of the Ghost Army lived in constant fear. They knew that if their illusion was ever exposed, the enemy would unleash devastating retaliation, and their mission would be a failure. They constantly worried about their families back home, and the ever-present danger of being discovered. Despite the danger, the unit never backed down. They faced overwhelming odds, yet their resolve remained unshaken. Each soldier knew the risks, but their commitment to the mission was unwavering. The courage they displayed was nothing short of extraordinary. They completed mission after mission, fooling one of the most feared militaries in history. Using ingenious deception tactics, they created illusions that confused and misled the enemy. And it worked. German troops were constantly misdirected. Hitler and his generals made crucial mistakes based on false intelligence, and those mistakes helped the Allies win the war faster, with fewer casualties. The deception saved countless lives and shortened the war. Among the Ghost Army were men who would go on to reshape post-war culture, Bill Blass, who later became a legendary fashion designer. Art Kane, a pioneer of modern photography. Ellsworth Kelly, a renowned painter and sculptor. These weren't just artists on the battlefield, they were artists of war. But here's the tragedy. No one knew what they did. Their missions were classified for over 50 years. They were ordered never to talk about it. No awards, no public recognition, no parade. Many took their secrets to the grave. Families never knew the full extent of their bravery. It wasn't until the 1990s that their story began to emerge, slowly through declassified documents and interviews. And finally, in 2022, the United States Congress awarded the Ghost Army the Congressional Gold Medal, one of the highest honors a civilian or soldier can receive. This recognition was a long time coming, honoring their bravery and ingenuity. Their legacy is profound and enduring. The Ghost Army demonstrated that the battlefield is not just a place of brute force, it's a place of strategy, psychology, and imagination. Their innovative work laid the foundation for modern psychological warfare, camouflage, and deception tactics used in conflicts today. The legacy of the Ghost Army continues to influence military strategies and technologies. But perhaps most importantly, they proved that creativity can save lives. That the pen, or in this case the paintbrush, really can be mightier than the sword. Their innovative tactics and artistic deception saved countless lives during the war. They never asked for glory, they simply did their job, and changed the course of history without ever pulling a trigger. Using shadows and illusions, they created a phantom army that deceived the enemy, saving countless lives and altering the war's outcome. So why was their story forgotten for so long? The Ghost Army's operations were classified for decades, and only recently have their incredible feats come to light. Because they were shadows, they were illusions, and like true ghosts, these soldiers created a world of deception, making the enemy believe in an army that wasn't there. Their work was so convincing, it was as if true ghosts had walked the battlefields of WWII. But now, we remember, if this story moved you, don't let it disappear again. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs to know it. Hit subscribe for more forgotten stories of war, bravery, and deception. And tell us in the comments, would you have joined the Ghost Army? Could you have kept such a secret for a lifetime? Remembering now means honoring their legacy. This is history, not legend, not fiction. This is the Ghost Army, and they fooled the Nazis with nothing but imagination and creativity. Their efforts saved countless lives and changed the course of the war. Before the Ghost Army could execute their extraordinary missions, they underwent rigorous and unique training to master the art of deception. These soldiers weren't just learning how to fight, they were learning how to become illusionists on the battlefield. Their training included everything from sound engineering to visual artistry. One of the most memorable anecdotes involved soldiers practicing the creation of inflatable tanks. They had to learn how to quickly inflate and deflate these decoys without arousing suspicion. Another critical exercise was perfecting the art of sonic deception. Soldiers would record the sounds of military operations and play them through powerful speakers to simulate the presence of large forces. They had to ensure that these sounds were convincing enough to fool enemy scouts and reconnaissance planes. The training also involved mastering the art of camouflage and misdirection. Soldiers would practice creating fake campsites that looked real from the air, complete with tents, vehicles, and even campfires. This unique training regimen not only honed their technical skills but also fostered a sense of creativity and innovation. These soldiers had to think like artists and performers, constantly adapting to new challenges and scenarios. Through this rigorous training, the Ghost Army became a finely tuned instrument of deception, capable of pulling off some of the most audacious tricks in military history. Their preparation was as imaginative as the missions they would later undertake, proving that creativity can indeed be a powerful weapon in war. While the technical training of the Ghost Army was vital, the psychological impact of their unique role cannot be overlooked. These soldiers were constantly living a double life, balancing the weight of their true identities with the personas they adopted for their missions. This dual existence took a significant mental and emotional toll. Many of these soldiers were artists, actors, and engineers, not traditional combatants. They had to grapple with the fear of being discovered and the constant pressure to perform their deceptions flawlessly. The anxiety of living under the threat of enemy detection was ever present. They knew that any slip-up could lead to catastrophic consequences for themselves and their comrades. To maintain morale, the leadership implemented various measures. Regular debriefings were held to allow soldiers to express their concerns and share their experiences. Additionally, a strong sense of camaraderie was fostered within the unit. Soldiers were encouraged to support each other, knowing that they were all in this together. Creative outlets were also provided to help alleviate stress. Soldiers were given time to paint, write, and engage in other forms of artistic expression. These activities not only served as a distraction but also reminded them of their unique talents and the importance of their mission. Despite the mental strain, these soldiers never wavered in their commitment. They believed in the power of their deceptions and the lives they were saving. Their resilience and dedication were a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure even the most challenging circumstances. In the end, the psychological impact on the Ghost Army was profound, but their courage and creativity allowed them to rise above it. They proved that even in the darkest times, the human mind could be a powerful tool for survival and success. While the psychological impact on the Ghost Army was profound, their success was also deeply rooted in technological innovations and creative methods. These soldiers had access to cutting-edge technology that allowed them to create realistic illusions and effectively deceive the enemy. One of the most remarkable tools at their disposal was the use of inflatable tanks and vehicles. These lightweight, portable decoys could be quickly deployed to create the appearance of a massive military presence. From the air and at a distance, these inflatables looked convincingly real, leading enemy reconnaissance to believe they were facing a formidable force. In addition to visual deceptions, the Ghost Army utilized advanced audio equipment to simulate the sounds of troop movements, construction, and even battle. They employed large speakers and sound systems to broadcast these noises over vast distances, creating the illusion of an active and bustling military operation. Radio deception played a crucial role as well. Skilled radio operators would mimic the communication patterns of larger units, transmitting false information to mislead enemy intelligence. These radio operators had to be well versed in the lingo and protocols of the units they were impersonating, adding another layer of complexity to their operations. The Ghost Army also made use of innovative lighting techniques to enhance their deceptions. By strategically placing lights and shadows, they could create the illusion of entire camps and convoys at night. This not only confused the enemy, but also provided cover for real operations happening elsewhere. The combination of these technological innovations and creative methods allowed the Ghost Army to execute their missions with precision and effectiveness. Their ability to blend art and science in warfare was revolutionary, setting a new standard for military deception. In the end, the technological prowess of the Ghost Army was a testament to human ingenuity and the power of innovation in the face of adversity. Their legacy continues to inspire modern military strategies and serves as a reminder of the importance of creativity in overcoming challenges. Despite their extraordinary contributions during the war, the Ghost Army's efforts remained shrouded in secrecy for decades. It wasn't until many years later that their story began to come to light. WWII. The journey of the Ghost Army's recognition is a poignant tale of perseverance, advocacy, and the quest for acknowledgement. Surviving members and their families tirelessly campaigned to ensure that the sacrifices and ingenuity of these unsung heroes were finally given the spotlight they deserved. WWII. Interviews with surviving members of the Ghost Army reveal a mix of pride and humility. Many of these veterans never spoke of their secret missions, carrying the weight of their experiences in silence. Their stories, when finally shared, provide a deeply personal glimpse into the courage and creativity that define their service. WWII. Family members of the Ghost Army veterans also played a crucial role in the fight for recognition. They gathered documents, shared anecdotes, and lobbied for official acknowledgement. Their efforts culminated in various honors and awards, including the Congressional Gold Medal, which was awarded to the Ghost Army in 2021. WWII. The recognition of the Ghost Army is not just about honoring the past, it's about preserving their legacy for future generations. Museums, documentaries, and books now tell their story, ensuring that the ingenuity and bravery of these soldiers are never forgotten. WWII. The journey to recognition was long and filled with challenges, but it stands as a testament to the enduring power of truth and the impact of those who refuse to let history's heroes fade into obscurity. WWII. As we remember the Ghost Army today, we celebrate not only their remarkable achievements, but also the resilience and determination of those who fought to bring their story to light. Their legacy continues to inspire, reminding us of the extraordinary lengths to which ordinary people can go to protect freedom and justice. The legacy of the Ghost Army extends far beyond the battlefields of World War II. Their innovative tactics and strategies have laid the groundwork for modern military deception techniques. Today, the principles of illusion and misdirection pioneered by the Ghost Army are integrated into contemporary warfare, influencing everything from psychological operations to cyber warfare. Modern military training now includes lessons drawn directly from the Ghost Army's playbook. Soldiers learn how to create diversions, utilize advanced technology, and exploit the human tendency to trust what they see and hear. The use of decoys, digital camouflage, and misinformation campaigns are all modern manifestations of the Ghost Army's original methods. One of the most significant influences of the Ghost Army is seen in the realm of cyber warfare. Just as inflatable tanks and fake radio transmissions were used to deceive enemy forces, today's cyber operations employ sophisticated digital deceptions to mislead and disrupt adversaries. The art of creating a believable illusion remains a critical component of modern defense strategies. The relevance of these techniques is underscored by ongoing global conflicts where misinformation and psychological tactics play a pivotal role. Military strategists continue to study the Ghost Army's operations, drawing valuable insights into how to manipulate perception and control the narrative in wartime. In essence, the Ghost Army's influence is a testament to the power of creativity and innovation in warfare. Their ability to think outside the box and use unconventional methods to achieve strategic goals has left an indelible mark on military history. As we look to the future, the lessons of the Ghost Army remind us that the mind can be as potent a weapon as any piece of hardware. Their pioneering spirit lives on, inspiring new generations of military personnel to push the boundaries of what is possible in the art of deception and strategy. The Ghost Army may have been a product of its time, but its influence continues to shape the tactics and techniques of today's armed forces. If you enjoyed this story, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Give the video a like, drop a comment to share what surprised you most, and don't forget to subscribe for more true stories from history, war, and invention.